My pregnancy with August was really easy. My childbirth class, I took hypnobirthing, which kind of taught you to just really relax. During that class, she taught us about placenta encapsulation, and it was just pretty brief. It's supposed to help with postpartum depression. So before August was born, I found somebody to do my placenta encapsulation for me, but the hospital would not let me take the placenta home. It was really hard because I knew it would really help me. The pediatrician there had us, and I knew better, but the pediatrician had us give August a bottle of formula, and I had been breastfeeding him for his first 2 days of life, and after giving him the bottle of formula, he never breastfed again. I felt like the whole infancy with him was my postpartum with him. It was terrible. It was terrible. I felt so alone. My husband and I, our relationship was just so rocky for a while, starting then, and he didn't understand. I had postpartum depression. It was really hard, and I honestly would not wish it on my worst enemy. It was really hard. But then when I got pregnant with my daughter, because of his birth, I was so scared. Being pregnant was nerve-wracking to me. She came so much faster, and the birth was easier. I was happier, and then had somebody come and do the encapsulation for the placenta. And I was just, once I started taking the capsules, I had an amazing breast milk supply. I just felt like I was on cloud nine. I had so much energy, so much energy. All the things that the placenta encapsulation does for you, like replenishes your B vitamins, gives you like natural pain relief. You get a lot of iron back from it, which is really good, especially if you have lost a decent amount of blood, or even not, you still lose a little blood during birth. It helps to balance your hormones, which is a huge deal, because once you have a baby, the placenta is what had a lot of hormones in it. And so once that's gone, you have a huge dip in hormones. And so getting those hormones back through the placenta, which is just kind of lending you these hormones until your body gets back to it, was really nice. I offer things from just the placenta encapsulation, which is slicing the placenta up, putting it in the dehydrator, grinding it into, after it's dehydrated, grinding it into a powder, and then putting it into capsules for the mom to take. It breaks my heart when I hear women say that they had postpartum depression. I really just wanted to share it with other women, because
Yeah, well, with August, it was pretty difficult. But postpartum depression is really a difficult thing to deal with from the outside, because the person's really, you can't reason with them. You can't just tell them, like, suck it up, or tell them, oh, things will be better tomorrow or whatever, because they're not working on a rational level. And with the stresses of having a baby, in addition to the depression, it gets really difficult. I mean, I think a lot of people probably don't make it. I think their marriages don't last through this sort of thing. It's pretty terrible. Hazel was a completely different experience. She was an easier baby, which helped. She breastfed, she slept, like, I think she was sleeping through the night within a month or something like that. Angela's sort of resiliency, ability to deal with the stress, and and it was even more stressful because she had 2 kids at home now. She had a lot more energy this time too, which was a problem. She had no energy after August. And with Hazel, she was much better. And there's a lot of things that could go into it, but I think the placenta encapsulation stuff probably helped.
So I start with taking the placenta out of the container that comes from the hospital, and obviously have my gloves on, and I've sterilized everything, and I put the placenta on the cutting mat that is disposable. I put some icing dye on the placenta. I tend to do green for the placenta and brown for the umbilical cord to look like a tree on the print. And once that's done, I cut the umbilical cord off, and then I rinse off as much of the dye as I can. And so then I bring it back over, put it on the mat, and I just start slicing it up, and really thin. So, and then I put it in the dehydrator, and it's wet right now from just cleaning it, but put it in the dehydrator, and it dehydrates for anywhere from 12 to, I think I've had like about 19 or 20-ish hours. And then once it's dehydrated, I take it and I put it in the grinder, my little magic bullet here, and grind it until it's completely into powder. And then I put it in the bowls here. One bowl has placenta powder, one bowl has capsules, and then the other bowl is the bowl to put the completed capsules into. This is the capsule machine. So you just put the bottoms of the capsules here, put the tops here, and then you just put the placenta powder in it, and once it's leveled at the top, you just put the top on it and push it down, and it pushes the capsules together. So then they go into the bottle when they're all completely done. And so I do raw, which is just what I told you. So the other method I do is the heated method. I put it in the steam pot, and some people will actually put it on the burner to heat the water, but I actually just pour hot water over the top of it and let it steam that way, and the water goes through the little strainer. Once that's done with I cut it into the placenta into quarters, and then once that's done, I would take it over and put it on the mat, and I just do the same method. So what the difference is between the raw and the heated method is, with the heated method, I tend to do it for mamas that have a history of anxiety, depression, insomnia, bipolar, stuff like that, because because of the heat, it tends to have less energy that you get from it. I prefer to do the raw method, which means that there's no heat, because you get a lot more energy from it.